Hello and welcome to my channel Pallavi's English Academy. Today we will study a poem of class 9, A Legend of the Northland, written by Phoebe Cary, who was an American poetess. Now the most important theme of this poem is greed is a grave sin. So many people you will find around you who are extremely greedy, right? So it is not a good thing to be greedy. So this poem imparts a lesson to all of us that if you are greedy, someday or the other, you will surely get punishment. So it is in a ballad form and it narrates a story which has a very important moral. So I'll just tell you quickly in a story form and then we will read the line by line explanation. So once upon a time there was Saint Peter who imparted his good messages about God. So one day what happened, he fasted for the day long and then he just bumped into a lady's house. He was extremely hungry. So he requested the lady to give one piece of cake. So the lady was very greedy. So she was so self-centered that she rolled the cake, she baked the cake, but then it was too much to give to the person, Saint Peter. So she did not finally give the cake to him. And as the person was extremely hungry, it provoked him immediately. He got extremely angry and finally he cursed this woman to become a woodpecker. So now we'll see the poem line by line. A Legend of the Northland. This poem narrates the legend of an old lady who angered Saint Peter because of a greed. Away, away in the Northland, where the hours of the day are few and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through. In the beginning of the poem, we see the scenario of Northland, how Northland is. So the poet says the days are short, nights are long over there. It is so cold, people cannot sleep properly and are unable to bear the temperature as it is extremely cold over there. Where they harness the swift reindeer to the sledges when it snows, and the children look like bear's cubs in their funny furry clothes. So here we see that the poet describes further about the people of Northland. They like to move around in their sledges and they fix their reindeers to the sledge. Because it is extremely cold, the children, they like to cover themselves with furry clothes and they look like bear cubs. They tell them a curious story. I don't believe it is true, and yet you may learn a lesson if I tell the tale to you. So here the poet is telling that the parents of these children, they tell the story to the children and it gives a moral lesson to the children. She doesn't think that it is true, but it is important to know the story. Once, when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below and walked about it preaching just as he did, So Saint Peter, he was a holy man and he preached good things and when he was alive. He came to the door of a cottage in traveling round the earth, where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the hearth. So what happened? Saint Peter once came and to a cottage where the old lady was baking some cakes. And being faint with fasting, for the days was almost done, he asked her from her store of cakes to give him a single one. So from these lines we understand that the lady baked many cakes and from those many he wanted only one for himself because he was starving and the day was almost over. So she made a very little cake. But as it baking lay, she looked at it and thought it seemed too large to give away. From these lines, we understand that the lady was quite selfish and greedy. So she did not want to give the cake to the person. Therefore, she needed another and still a smaller. But it looked, when she turned it over, as large as the first had done. So for her, what happened? All the sizes of the cake seemed to be too large, and she was so possessed with the cake that she did not want to give it away to Saint Peter. Then she took a tiny scrap of dough and rolled it flat and baked it thin as a wafer, but she couldn't part with that. Now imagine that the lady, she was not satisfied to give the cake, so she needed a scrap of dough and she rolled it and made a wafer, and still she was so possessed, she was so self-centered that for her it was also too large to give away to Saint Peter. For she said, my cakes that seem too small when I eat of them myself are yet too large to give away. So she put them on the shelf. So here we see the greed of this woman. She doesn't want to give it to Saint Peter. For her, the cakes are too small because she eats herself. But when when she is thinking of giving it to somebody else, she thinks that it is too large to give away. Then good Saint Peter grew angry, for he was hungry and faint, and surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. So Saint Peter was already extremely hungry, and he was waiting for the cake to be served, and when the lady did not give the cake, he was extremely angry. And he said, you are far too selfish to dwell in a human form, to have both food and shelter and fire to keep you warm. So he cursed the lady and he said that she was too selfish to be a human being, and she had all the facilities like shelter and food which she did not deserve at all because she was extremely greedy. Now you shall build as the birds do, and shall get your scanty food by boring and boring and boring all day in the hard dry wood. So he cursed the woman over here to become a bird, and like all birds do, they just try hard to get their food. It is not easily available. They have to dig holes and then only they get some scanty food. So here this also says that she will become a woodpecker. Then up she went through the chimney, never speaking a word, and out of the top flew a woodpecker, for she was changed to a bird. And she was changed to which bird? She became a woodpecker. And a bird cannot talk, right? So she could not speak, she could not utter a single word, and she just flew away from the chimney. She had a scarlet cap on her head, and that was left the same, but all the rest of her clothes were burnt black as a coal in the flame. So only the cap was there on the bird's head, and all the other clothes were burnt black as a coal in the flame. And every country schoolboy has seen her in the wood, where she lives in the trees till this very day, boring and boring for food. So she is still now, the village boys have seen the lady in the woodpecker's form, boring and boring for food. The important poetic devices used in the poem are alliteration. So first we'll see alliteration. In their funny furry clothes. So funny, F, furry, again F. So F has been repeated. The second sentence, if I tell the tale to you. So T sound is repeated. And being faint with fasting. Again we see F has been repeated. The next poetic device is repetition. Away, away in the Northland. So the repetition of away emphasizes how distant Northland is. The second one, and rolled it flat. So the repetition of rolled emphasizes that the lady rolled the dough many times to make it as flat and thin as a wafer. By boring and boring and boring, the repetition of words boring emphasizes the hard effort that the woman turned woodpecker has to make to find her food. The next poetic device is enjambment. It is a literary device which refers to the practice of running lines from one to the next without using any kind of punctuation mark. Like you can see in the poem, and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through. So the first line rolls on to the second line without any punctuation mark. The second one, for she said, my cakes that seem too small when I eat of them myself are yet too large to give away. So the first line carries on to the next without any punctuation mark. The next important poetic device used here is simile. Thin as a wafer, it is a comparison by using like or as, you all know. And the second one is as black as coal. So these are the important poetic devices. Guys, if you have any kind of doubt, then text me below in the comment section. And yes, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.